السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته and مرحبا بكم في welcome to class number 5 English 2 for non-subject specialists for the medical students. اليوم الدرس الخامس مع سلسلة اللغة الإنجليزية for non-subject specialists for the medical college students. Today we are going to talk about the endocrine system. And the endocrine system, as you know, is one of the most important systems for the human body, and it is responsible for many, we say, important and crucial functions in the body, including growing and of course, other activities in the body. And of course, this system is responsible for producing hormones, which are one of the most important elements in the functions of the human body. Today, we are going to have also audio. So we have the listening now. So by the listening, so we can develop some ideas about that system. So let's listen now and to the introduction of the topic. Then after that, we are going to discuss the questions related to, and we do some exercises. You are welcome to the 5th class of non-subject specialists.
Unit 5, Endocrine System, Exercise 5, page 13.
About the endocrine system. The glands of the endocrine system work together to control many bodily functions. Everything from hunger to childhood growth is regulated by the hormones of this system. Each gland of the endocrine system secretes one or more hormones into the bloodstream. The hormones travel throughout the body to control certain functions. Major glands of the system and their purpose include the following. Pituitary gland. This gland, at the base of the brain below the hypothalamus, secretes 9 hormones that control important functions. These include growth, blood pressure, and sexual functions. Thyroid gland. The thyroid gland, in the neck below the Adam's apple, controls how quickly the body uses energy and makes proteins. Pineal body. The pineal body or pineal gland is located in the center of the brain. It produces melatonin, which regulates sleep cycles. Adrenal gland. One adrenal gland is located above each kidney. They produce adrenaline, which helps the body respond to stress.
Okay, so these are, as you have heard, some of the functions of the endocrine system. Of course, we have 2 pronunciations, endocrine and endocrine. Endocrine is the British pronunciation and endocrine is the American pronunciation. You can choose either of them. So here we have, as you heard, so we have these multifunctional glands, which make very, very important, we say, changes, and they are responsible for many very important functions in the human body, from growth to other functions of the body. Now we are going to the passage. We are going to read the passage again. And we are going to deal with the vocabulary of the topic today. About the endocrine system, the glands of the endocrine system work together to control many bodily functions. Everything from hunger to childhood growth is regulated by hormones of this system. So as you can see, as it is written here, it is very important as a system from hunger, the feeling when we are hungry, to our growth. Each gland of the endocrine system secretes one or more hormones into the bloodstream. The hormones travel throughout the body to control certain functions. Major glands of the system and their purpose include the following. Pituitary gland. This gland at the base of the brain, this is the place of the gland, below the hypothalamus, secretes 9 hormones that control important functions. So only this gland produces 9 hormones. And these include growth, blood pressure, and sexual functions. Thyroid gland, the thyroid gland in the neck below the Adam's apple, controls how quickly the body uses energy and makes proteins. So for the, let us make it a little bit clearer. So it is here, this is the place of the thyroid gland, as you can see here from this figure. That's the thyroid gland below the Adam's apple. And then we have the pineal body. The pineal body or pineal gland is located in the center of the brain. It produces melatonin, which regulates sleep cycles. So that's the, let's see it in the figure here. That's the pineal. This is here. That's the pineal body in this figure here. That's the pineal body. Okay, then finally, adrenal gland. One adrenal gland is located above each kidney. So we have 2 kidneys in the body, of course, as you know, and they produce adrenaline, which helps the body respond to stress. And these are the, we say the adrenal gland. We have 2 of them. And this is the kidney. And this is the adrenal, that's the adrenal gland here. Okay, now we are going to listen again to this, we say audio again, we listen to it, and then we answer the questions about the website. So listen again, and then we answer these 3 questions. What is the main idea of the website? 2, which of the following functions is not controlled by the pituitary gland? And 3, where is the pineal body located? Okay, now let's listen again and answer questions 1 to 3.
Unit 5, Endocrine System, Exercise 5, page 13.
About the endocrine system. The glands of the endocrine system work together to control many bodily functions. Everything from hunger to childhood growth is regulated by the hormones of this system. Each gland of the endocrine system secretes 1 or more hormones into the bloodstream.
Okay, so what is the main idea? What is the main idea of the website? Is it A, how the endocrine system works with other body systems? B, how glands of the endocrine system control body functions? C, how the endocrine system works during childhood? Or D, how hormones travel throughout the body? So the answer is, yes, do you know the answer, Umar? Yes, it is, yes, Umar? The answer is, yes, you can give the answer if you like, if you can use the chat. The answer is, yes, the answer is B. Good. So the main idea of the website, how glands of the endocrine system control body functions. Okay. Now let's do number 2. Yes, the answer is how these glands control body functions, from growth to hunger to sleep to sexual activities. All of these are controlled by the endocrine system.
The hormones travel throughout the body to control certain functions. Major glands of the system and their purpose include the following. Pituitary gland. This gland, at the base of the brain below the hypothalamus, secretes 9 hormones that control important functions. These include growth, blood pressure, and sexual functions.
Okay, so the functions, they are multifunctions. Which of the following functions is not, here, question number 2, 1, which of the following function is not controlled by the pituitary gland? Is it growth? Is it hunger? Is it sexual functions or blood pressure? So which one is not controlled by yes. Yes, so check your answers. Are you sure? Okay, it is not the blood, it's the C, hunger. Okay, now we go to number 3.
Thyroid gland. The thyroid gland, in the neck below the Adam's apple, controls how quickly the body uses energy and makes proteins. Pineal body. The pineal body or pineal gland is located in the center of the brain. It produces melatonin, which regulates sleep cycles. Adrenal gland. One adrenal gland is located above each kidney. They produce adrenaline, which helps the body respond to stress.
Okay, so where is the pineal body located? Where is the pineal body located? Is it in the brain? Is it in the neck? Is it above the kidney? Is it below the hypothalamus? Yes, good. So it is here. The correct answer is A. So question 1, the correct answer is B. Question 2, the correct answer is C. And question 3, the correct answer is A. Good. Now, we move to the question number 3. Match the words 1 to 5 with the definitions. So we have gland, secret, hypothalamus, adrenaline, and hormone. So number 1, gland is number, so gland is number, is it A, B, C, D, or E? So a gland is, what is a gland? It is number D. It is a bodily organ that creates substance and releases it, often into the bloodstream. So a gland is an organ that creates a substance and releases it into the bloodstream, oftenly. Okay. Number 2, secret. Number 2, secret is C, to emit a substance in order to perform some bodily function. So secret, it is C, to emit a substance. It means to push or extract a substance in order to perform some bodily function. Hypothalamus, the hypothalamus, so it is A, hypothalamus, is the part of the brain that connects the nervous system with the endocrine system. The hypothalamus is part of the brain that connects the nervous system with the endocrine system. Number 4, adrenaline. Number 4 is E, a substance that helps the body react to a sudden threat or stress. For example, when someone, or if you are, for example, have a shock, or maybe someone attacks you, or you are attacked by a dog or by a dangerous situation, so that adrenaline helps the person to react very quickly and, of course, to run away or to take some action to protect the body. Number 5, and finally, hormone. The hormone is number B, of course, and this is the final choice, a chemical released by one part of the body that sends out messages which affect other parts of the body. And these, of course, we say one of the most important, we say, substances released by the endocrine system to regulate the functions of the body, or some of the functions of the body. Now we move to the other parts of the exercises. Exercise number 4. Read the sentence pair. Choose where the words best fit in the blanks. We have melatonin and endocrine system. So the melatonin and the word endocrine, or the phrase endocrine system. So number 1, the controls many more bodily functions than you may realize. So the number A is talks about the, yes, number 1, yes. What is number 1? Number 1 is not the melatonin, no. So number 1 is the endocrine system controls many more bodily functions than you realize. He is not producing enough to control his daily sleep cycle. So the sleep cycle is by the melatonin. He is not producing enough melatonin to control his bodily or his daily sleep cycle. Then we have pineal body and thyroid gland. Number 2, pineal body and thyroid gland. Number A, did you know the is in the neck? So the thyroid gland is number 1 or number A. Did you know? Yes, good, correct. The thyroid gland is in the neck. So the thyroid gland is the answer to question A. Then number 2, the pineal body helps control sleep patterns. The pineal body, yes. Number 3, adrenal gland and pituitary gland. Number 3A, you have above each kidney. So if we are talking about the kidneys, so that means the adrenal gland. You have an adrenal gland above each kidney, and the pituitary gland produces hormone that helps children grow. Okay, now these are the questions, and now we are going to deal with the listening. And of course, today is the first class we are using the audios, and of course the listening and audio, we say tapes, they help you actually to understand the language better, and of course to develop your linguistic skills. Okay, now we have a conversation between a doctor and medical student. We are going to listen now to a second conversation, or a second listening, between a doctor, we say a senior doctor, and a student like you, and who answers the questions of that doctor. Okay, so now let's listen to the other listening, and then we answer the questions. Listen, please.
Exercises 6 and 7, page 13.
David, let's see if you can identify Mr. Stone's condition.
Okay, doctor. What are his symptoms?
He has extreme fatigue and feels lightheaded. He has lost weight and suffers from diarrhea and nausea.
That sounds serious. Is there anything else?
He's lately had a strong craving for salty foods.
That's interesting. Based on those symptoms, my guess would be that Mr. Stone has Addison's disease.
Well done. And what is the cause of this disease?
It's a rare endocrine system disorder. It occurs when the adrenal glands don't produce enough hormones.
Very good. How is this disease treated?
Since it's a chronic disease, treatment will be lifelong. It involves regular steroid replacement therapy.
Right again. You're doing well, David. Let's move on to the next case.
Okay, now I want you to listen again and answer questions 1 to 3. So listen to a conversation between a doctor and a medical student. Mark the following statements as true or false. Number 1, the patient has gained weight. 2, the patient has a common endocrine system disorder. 3, the patient will receive treatment for the rest of his life. So listen again and try to answer questions 1 to 3.
Exercises 6 and 7, page 13.
David, let's see if you can identify Mr. Stone's condition.
Okay, doctor. What are his symptoms?
He has extreme fatigue and feels lightheaded. He has lost weight and suffers from diarrhea and nausea.
That sounds serious. Is there anything else?
He's lately had a strong craving for salty foods.
That's interesting. Based on those symptoms, my guess would be that Mr. Stone has Addison's disease.
Well done. And what is the cause of this disease?
It's a rare endocrine system disorder. It occurs when the adrenal glands don't produce enough hormones.
Very good. How is this disease treated?
Since it's a chronic disease, treatment will be lifelong. It involves regular steroid replacement therapy.
Right again. You're doing well, David. Let's move on to the next case.
Okay, so question number 1. The patient has gained weight. True or false? The patient yes. Okay, are you sure, Omar? Listen again. You have to listen. Listen again and check if you are, yes. The patient has gained weight. Listen.
Exercises 6 and 7, page 13.
David, let's see if you can identify Mr. Stone's condition.
Okay, doctor. What are his symptoms?
He has extreme fatigue and feels lightheaded. He has lost weight and suffers from diarrhea and nausea.
Okay. So she said he has lost weight. He has lost weight. So lost, the opposite of gained. So she said he has lost weight. So lost means this is false. Okay. Then number 2. The patient has a common endocrine system disorder. A common. Yes. So this is false again. The patient has a common endocrine system disorder. Then, number 3, the patient will receive treatment for the rest of his life. The rest of his life, yes, this is a chronic disease, and of course, it takes too long time to deal with it. So this is true. Very good. Now, we have to listen to the audio again, to the conversation between the senior doctor and the student doctor to finish the exercise here. So we have an exercise in here. Okay, so we can finish the conversations.
That sounds serious. Is there anything else?
Okay, just a minute. Now let's do it. We listen step by step, sentence by sentence, then finish the gaps. Listen.
Exercises 6 and 7, page 13.
David, let's see if you can identify Mr. Stone's condition.
Okay, doctor. What are his symptoms?
So, okay, doctor. Okay, doctor. This is question number 1. What are his symptoms? And this is one of the speaking issues. So what are his symptoms? What are his symptoms? What are her symptoms? If you talk about a female or a she, so we say, what are her symptoms? 2.
He has extreme fatigue and feels lightheaded.
He has extreme fatigue. He has extreme fatigue. Fatigue means very tired. He feels very, very tired. Fatigue. And feels lightheaded. Let's finish.
He has lost weight and suffers from diarrhea and nausea.
And he has lost weight and suffers from diarrhea and nausea. Now, student, be careful. Listen.
That sounds serious. Is there anything else?
Yes. That sounds serious. That means this is really serious. This is dangerous. So that sounds serious. Is there anything else?
He's lately had a strong craving for salty foods.
That's interesting.
Okay. He's lately had a strong craving. Craving means when you want something very, very strongly. So, for example, if you play football or you do some exercise, you feel thirsty. So when you feel thirsty, you want to drink water. So this is called craving for water. You are very, very thirsty, so you want to drink water. Or when you are hungry, when you are very hungry, you are craving for a sandwich, you are craving for something to eat. So this is called craving. And this happens also with the smokers, people who do smoke cigarettes when they, for example, in Ramadan or in fasting, when they can't smoke after futur, after breaking their fasting, they are craving for a cigarette. This is called craving. Okay, now let's listen.
Based on those symptoms, my guess would be that Mr. Stone has Addison's disease.
Well done.
Okay, so that's interesting. Based on these symptoms, my guess. So he's guessing. Yes, would be that Mr. Stone has Addison's disease. Of course, he nailed it. We say nailed it. That means he answered the answer or the question correctly. Well done, she said. Well done.
And what is the cause of this disease?
And what is the cause? What is the cause of this disease? Yes, finally, number 6.
It's a rare endocrine system disorder. It occurs when the adrenal glands don't produce enough hormones.
Okay, and it is a rare. It's a rare endocrine system disorder. It occurs when the adrenal glands don't produce enough hormones, enough. Good. Now, let's finish this conversation.
Very good. How is this disease treated?
Since it's a chronic disease, treatment will be lifelong. It involves regular steroid replacement therapy.
Right again. You're doing well, David. Let's move on to the next case.
Okay. Well done. Now, of course, in this conversation, we have very important questions and very important, we say, issues related to the patient or to the language. Look at these issues. So if I ask, what are the symptoms of Mr. Stones, or what are the symptoms that Mr. Stones is suffering from? So you say he suffers from diarrhea, nausea, and loss of weight. So he suffers from. And the second question, based on those symptoms, what do you think the disease is based on? So this is a linguistic, yes. Yes, and it occurs when, or it happens again. Now, so the doctor, of course, the student, he talked about the endocrine system disorder, the cause of this disorder, how the disorder is treated. So this is very important in speaking. So you have to give so if this is the case of a patient, so you have to describe the case, then what is the cause, or what are the symptoms of this, or what are the causes of this disorder or this disease. Then you have to give finally the treatment. Okay, I want you to listen to this listening for the last time and look how the student is answering these questions or the questions of his senior or his senior doctor. Let's listen for the last time.
Exercises 6 and 7, page 13.
David, let's see if you can identify Mr. Stone's condition.
Okay, doctor. What are his symptoms?
He has extreme fatigue and feels lightheaded. He has lost weight and suffers from diarrhea and nausea.
That sounds serious. Is there anything else?
He's lately had a strong craving for salty foods.
That's interesting. Based on those symptoms, my guess would be that Mr. Stone has Addison's disease.
Well done. And what is the cause of this disease?
It's a rare endocrine system disorder. It occurs when the adrenal glands don't produce enough hormones.
Very good. How is this disease treated?
Since it's a chronic disease, treatment will be lifelong. It involves regular steroid replacement therapy.
Right again. You're doing well, David. Let's move on to the next case.
Of course, the student, he used present simple tense. And this is called direct question technique. So when we have direct questions, so you have direct. Can you tell me what are we say, do you know the causes? Do you think the patient is? So we say these are direct questions. What are the causes of the disease? What are the symptoms? What treatment he should take? So these are direct questions. Sometimes these questions, they come indirectly. So say, could you tell me what are the symptoms? Is it possible to know what makes this better? Indirect. So we ask a question first. Could you inform me if the patient is taking his medicine? So could you inform me? Would you tell me? Could you tell me? Is it possible to know? These are called indirect questions. Anyway, you can develop these skills by more listening. And of course, the subject is very interesting, the endocrine system. And of course, it's one of the major issues and very important issues in the human body. Thank you for being with me today. And this is the first time we are dealing with the listening issue. I hope that the listening, the audios are doing well with you, and you can learn from these audios. You can have a copy of this. I'll try to arrange how you can get a copy of these audios, and inshallah we will meet again in more interesting classes and in more, we say, knowledge about the medical college. Yes, and thank you for joining me today. And this is the end of the class. Ma'as salama, and I wish you all the best.